If you're watching this, you have probably asked YouTube or Google one simple question: how do I get sober? More importantly, how do I stay sober? What I'm about to share with you is not new. It's not complicated, and these are definitely things that you have done before, but you probably have never done them all in one complete package, and that's what I'm about to give you. No one's ever put these 5 important components of a sobriety routine into one complete system before, and that's what I'm about to do for you. By the end of this video, I'm gonna promise you 2 things. Number 1, you're gonna be in love with me. Number 2, you're going to have a clear 5-step realistic plan that people use to stay sober long term. All right, so let's get going. I have put this sobriety system into an acronym that you can remember. It's called CRAVE. CRAVE, which stands for community, routine, accountability, vision, and exercise, or energy if you prefer. They're all real simple components, but the good news is we can consistently work on them to get better in each area. There's a bit of a hurricane going on here today, so if you hear any wind noises, that's what it is. But if this video gets posted, that means I survived and I cheated death once again. Start with the C in CRAVE, which is community, and community is a non-negotiable when it comes to getting sober and staying sober for good. We need to find our people we can hug, people who can cheer us on, people we can cheer on, people we can learn from, but people who we can also teach. For about the first 10 years of my recovery, I was in Alcoholics Anonymous and Cocaine Anonymous, and they're great. What I found though is I found that I outgrew a lot of the people in there while I was out here working on goals, working on my future, working on my fitness. People would go there, they would get sober, and they would get stuck. And the problem I saw was that they were getting pats on the back in the room from the people who were just as stuck as they were. Are you sober today? Okay, that's all that matters. You're good for you. One day at a time, God's got you. And I say to that, great, one day at a time, it's awesome. I know this moment is all we'll ever have. I understand that. But when I have an exciting future plan that I'm actually working on it, today is a hell of a lot more enjoyable. But please go to those meetings. They're great. Recovery communities are amazing. AA, NA, Smart Recovery, Refuge Recovery, Recovery Dharma. There are so many great recovery communities available in person and online. However, if recovery communities aren't your thing, think about a fitness community. That's what I do these days. I have a couple of great running communities that I go and see 2-3 times a week, and that's amazing. I have an online recovery community that I run called The Forge, which I go to for my recovery community. You got to have some sort of recovery community. Think of a volunteer organization as well. Anything that involves healthy, happy people who are doing stuff that's good, that's what I consider a community. But you also should have a recovery community. Now, that doesn't have to be in person. You can make that online, but just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people in recovery who remind you of your future rather than your past. People who are not stuck, people who are going places. Stick with the winners, seriously. Let's move on to the R in CRAVE, which is routine. And what I mean by that is a daily routine, something you can do when you wake up every day, and make this a non-negotiable as well. I get my daily routine from the amazing book called The Miracle Morning. I love this book. I didn't write it. I wish I did write it. The author is Hal Elrod. He has a fascinating story, and he has put this amazing system together that he calls the Life Savers. And SAVERS stands for silence affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So you can incorporate all or some of those components into a morning routine. And the idea is to get your day started off calmly and with intention. And the great news about these life savers is that we get to incorporate our longer term goals into our morning routine as well. Look up The Miracle Morning on YouTube or on the internet. Matter of fact, do me a favor. You send me a text message. This is a promise to you. You send me a text message at 416-788-6549. And if you are in Canada or in the US, I will send you a copy of The Miracle Morning on me as my gift to you. You'll get the Miracle Morning app as well. It's 100% free, and all it is, it's a tracker that tracks your daily meditation, your affirmations, your visualization, your exercise, your reading, and your scribing. It's a pretty cool thing with pretty cool noises that keeps me engaged. I think I'm at about 300-day streak right now, which is just awesome. And I'm telling you, a reliable, consistent daily morning routine has changed my life. And I didn't start the Miracle Morning Savers until about 13 years into my recovery. So it's good for anybody at any stage of sobriety. But R is for routine, and that's another non-negotiable. A in crave, that is for accountability. For me, accountability is about putting as many speed bumps between me and that first drink or that first hit as I possibly can. And later on in sobriety, it becomes, the accountability portion becomes me setting goals for myself and having people know about my goals and having them follow up with me, call me out if I am not doing what I say I'm going to do. Because if you want to stay sober for good, you got to have some integrity. You got to be your word. You have to do what you say you're going to do, or you're just going to be operating like your old self without drugs or alcohol. And that's where accountability, I actually have an accountability partner who I text every single night, and he does the same thing for me. Here's what we do. I text him my wins for the day, all the good shit that went on in that day. I text him, but then I text him 1 or 2 or 3 things I'm going to get done the next day that are going to get me closer to my goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, whether that's business, fitness, relationship, my social awkwardness goals, anything like that. But those ones that I text him for the next day, they're going to be goals that are going to get me further along in life. Not just like, hey, I have to go get my hair cut tomorrow, which, as you can see, that is not a problem for me. But yeah, accountability partners are great. So find someone in recovery that you can do this with. It's amazing. It's an amazing system. Been doing this for years. Accountability can also come from family. Give them your car keys. Give them your credit cards, your ATM cards, any access to money. Give them your phone when you're sleeping so you can't sneak out in the middle of the night and go score dope, because we know we've all done that before. You give away any access to your substances, it is going to be so helpful for your short-term and your long-term sobriety. Communities are also amazing for accountability. So going back to community for a second, find a community that you get so involved in that when you don't show up, people are calling you saying, hey, where are you? Get over here. You're supposed to be doing something. We miss you. We love you. So we've got community, routine, accountability. V is for vision. And by vision, I mean goal setting. I couldn't put G in there because that would say crage and that would sound stupid. So I chose vision instead of goal setting. Look, I mentioned it before. One day at a time, it's an amazing cliche. And I understand that this moment is all we will ever have. And I should enjoy this. I should be living in internal freedom at any given point of the day. I get that, and I try my best to do that. However, I have a future that I'm working toward. I have a future that I'm excited about. I have business goals. I have health goals, relationship goals. I have also financial, all sorts of goals that I'm working on. So my advice for you is to set some long-term goals, set some short-term goals, set some long-term goals that lead to some short-term goals, and start working on them. I have an accountability partner, and he keeps me accountable for those goals that I've set for myself. And like I said, the beautiful part of the CRAVE method is now you take your V, your vision, and you work that into the R, into the routine. So now you are going to use those lifesavers I told you about to visualize your long-term goals, and then visualize the stuff that you can do today to get you closer to those long-term goals. This whole thing, they all feed off of each other. So goal setting is huge for me. And don't think of goals always like, okay, I made $50,000 last year. I got to make $250,000 this year. Maybe you do. And that's fine. That's a goal for you. But they could also be fun goals. They could be health goals. They could be simple goals. You don't have to be killing yourself. You just have to have a future that is way more exciting than your past, or you know where you're going. We're always going back to our past if we've got nothing to pull us forward. I hope that makes sense. E, exercise, energy. This one is so simple, but it is probably the least negotiable of all these non-negotiables. Exercise is not optional. Movement is medicine. If we're not physically healthy, then why the hell did we decide to get sober in the first place? We've all seen that guy outside of the AA meeting. He's got a couple of coffees going, cigarette in each hand. He's 40 pounds overweight, and that's your guru for the group. That's not the life I want for myself after I get sober. I lost 40 pounds since getting sober. I decided to take up fitness. I decided to be a marathon runner. I'm getting heavy into cycling now. I've run marathons all over Canada and the US. I love that. I love that I get to compete against myself and travel to cool new places and meet such amazing people who are doing what I'm doing. And so many of these people are way better at it than I am, and I get to learn from them. But fitness, you don't have to be a marathon runner. All you have to do is find a workout that you're going to stick to, because you know the best workout is the one that you're going to stick to. Think about that. 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week. That's 2 hours a week. That's 104 hours a year. That's over 4 days of exercise a year by just adding 20 minutes of exercise every day. Going for a walk is exercise. Going for a walk is one of the most therapeutic things that you can do for yourself ever. Going out there with no music or no words or no talking, and you're just out there and you're just looking around. You know how many amazing creative ideas come to us when we're doing stuff like that? Exercise, non-negotiable. That's the Ian Crave, and that's what ties this all together. Listen, people get sober and stay sober by building a life that they refuse to sacrifice for the life that they used to have. We need to have something to sacrifice, and that's why this Crave method works so well. It gets us to design a life that we don't need to escape from. I just love you so much, and I just want the best for you. I want you to succeed. Again, you've got my phone number. You can call me. You can text me, 416-788-6549. And I want you to also go to my bio, and you can get the sobriety blueprint, which outlines everything that I just said in a very nice, tantalizing document that you can get for absolutely no charge. Go to my bio and get it right now. You'll have step-by-step instructions on what we just talked about. If you have any comments, leave them. And I love you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.